So Dan Graziano, ESPN, talked about what he's hearing expectations are for Deshaun Watson from the Browns.
They're excited, and the reason they're excited is because, you know, they feel like last offseason, and for all the we don't have to go over the reasons and his own culpability for them, but last offseason was overshadowed by the fact that he hadn't played the year before, by the fact that there was a looming suspension that turned out to be for the first 11 games of the season. So they feel like without all that present this offseason, and the fact that he did play some games at the end of last year, should have him ready to go, and their hope is to be the old Deshaun Watson from 2020 when he led the league in passing yards. They think that player is still in there, and their hope and their sense of it is that an unencumbered offseason will help him, will help that player come back out. We'll find out, but they are eager to get going with Deshaun Watson without the threat of suspension looming over this offseason.
And Casey, again, he has to be good enough to make plays that enable you to win games late. If he does that, they're in good shape.
Yeah, can you imagine if they weren't enthusiastic about their outcome this year going into it? Of course, you know, and he's shown that he can do that in the past. It's all about that rust, you know, the 700-day layoff. It's crazy to me that people act like those 6 games is who Deshaun Watson is now, and that's just the way it's going to be going forward. Just getting back to the game, getting back to being in and out of those meeting rooms, you know, lifting weights, doing everything that you do on a day-to-day basis as a quarterback. He's going to be back into the groove. And once he's into the groove, I just assume that we're going to be back to the level that even if he doesn't get back quite to 2020, just a tick below that is still good enough to make this team a contender for the conference, not even just the division.
Yeah, and in reality, if you're a contender for the AFC North, you're a contender for the AFC. The division is that good.